All right, second grade, today we're going to be making a collograph, which is a very fancy art word for a printing plate made by gluing flat shapes to create an image. And so the big important word I want you to think about when we start this first part are shapes. We want to keep them simple, and then we're going to add a bunch of them together to make a more complex image. So I have two pieces of cereal box weight cardboard. So you don't want really thick stuff like an Amazon box. You want to find something like cereal box. This was a mini muffins box to use for this. So one of them is going to become the actual base plate. I'm going to actually take this one. The other one is where I'm going to cut my shapes out. I have two cut the same size though, so that I make sure I don't make too many shapes so that they won't fit on here, but that isn't a big deal. I'm also going to be using kid scissors today to show you that if I can use a kid scissors, you can probably use a kid scissors to cut cardboard that is only this thick. So I'm going to start out with a star, and it won't matter if you do the kind that has lines on the inside because you'll be able to just cut it out. I'm going to have some circles of different sizes. I'm going to have some triangles. I'm going to go ahead and make some wavy rectangles, kind of look like confetti. I'm going to be adding a couple more shapes, and then you'll see me cutting them out in the next step. Alright, now that I have my pieces cut out, I'm going to be taking them and gluing them onto my base piece. So dot, dot, not a lot. And you can arrange your shapes however you like. They really shouldn't be overlapping like one on top of another, but they can touch a little bit if you'd like. So I'm going to put this star here at the end of this squiggle. And the tricky part after this really needs to dry before we can do the next step. So you're probably gonna have to let this sit for maybe about an hour before you can do the next step. So I'm going to finish gluing my pieces down. All right, it's been about an hour and all my shapes are dry. They're not gonna pull off of here. If you have some tape, it wouldn't hurt to tape your Collograph plate down on your table or background. Now I'm taking a white sheet of paper, and I peeled the papers partly off of 3 different crayons. It could be any color you wanted. And I'm going to use one hand to hold this paper down over the plate, and the other hand to rub this crayon over the top. And you can see when I do that the shapes from my Collograph plate are going to show up. And this is one way that you can make a print from your plate. Now when you're deciding what shapes to cut out, you could put shapes together to make an animal, a robot, pretty much anything you wanted. You see now I'm going to take a second color. Adding a little bit of purple to my plate. And then last I'm going to try some green. So this is a crayon Collograph, and I could of course use another piece of paper, different colors of crayon to get more than one print. If you have some paints at home, and they'd have to be something other than watercolor, craft paints, tempera, acrylic, I'm going to show you how you also can do a painted print from your Collograph plate. Now, Mrs. Heckendorf didn't bring anything home from school that I didn't feel like a lot of families might just kind of have laying around. I had these little craft paints from a dollar store project that my mother-in-law bought my kids, and so I'm taking those, and I have to work kind of quickly to brush them onto the shapes on my Collograph plate. get up here, and I'm trying to stay off my background as much as possible, but I also can't take forever and let the paint dry on here. All right, just double checking that I didn't miss any spots. I'm going to take a new white sheet of paper. When I lay this on here, those of you that have done printmaking with me before know that I tell you to mow the lawn, which means I'm rubbing back and forth in a row this way, rubbing back and forth in a row this way, because when Mom and Dad go out to mow the lawn, they don't go all different directions. They go back and forth in rows so they don't miss any of the grass. Oh no, I just found out that using my craft paint did not work the way I expected. This was the print I got, which I wasn't very happy with. So in this next clip, I'm going to show you what I did to kind of work around that. I just needed to use a paper towel with some water on it to get my paper damp, like not dripping, soaking, but a little bit damp, so when I put it on top of the paint, it got the paint a little bit wet again, and that resulted in a better print. So sometimes you have to try something new. Sometimes even art teachers trying something new at home find out it doesn't work the way they think it would. Okay, I'm trying a new way here. I have a paper towel that is damp, and I'm getting my piece of paper damp, not soaky wet, but damp, before I'm going to lay it on top. Necessity is the mother of invention, which means when something doesn't work and then you need to figure it out, it becomes necessary for you to invent a new way to do it. So now I'm putting this slightly damp paper on top of those painted shapes, mowing the lawn. And this time you can see I got some prints off of my Collograph plate. Hopefully if you have some. So boys and girls, regardless of whether you were able to get a painted print or you did the crayon rubbing print, I hope you enjoyed making your shape Collograph, and I will see you next time.